fool anybody today. We just want to be ourselves. I find that most often in this life, no matter what your beliefs are, what's going on in your head and in your heart, that most people are willing to respect you the way that you are. But I will say this, that there's a God in heaven. He loves each and every one of us more than this music could ever explain. There's a God in heaven who created you and has a special purpose for your life. And He wants to work in you if you will surrender to Him. He wants to take that pain, that sin, all those things that displease Him, and He wants to encourage you. He wants to lift you out of that and set you free. All it takes is surrendering. That's it. With that said, this band Dizmas right up here, we're actually only in the United States for another couple of, we're actually from California, for those of you who don't know. And it's good to be back in our home state. We live only about 45 minutes from here. Guys, real quick, we just want to share with you that in the upcoming future, like really soon, in the next month or so, we will be going over to Europe for the first time as a band. And we're going to be playing in a bunch of high schools in a country called the Czech Republic. We're going to go over there and we're going to basically spend time with them just like we're spending time with you guys right here, right now. And just simply put, I just want you to know, I never ever pictured, I don't think any of us ever thought that we'd go even outside of California in what we do. So for the past 4 or 5 years, we've been able to travel around the world and do this. And I'll tell you what, I know it's nothing I've done, it's nothing that these guys have done, it's nothing, we are nothing special, honestly. I believe it with all my heart that God is taking us to the Czech, and God has taken us even, He's brought us here today. He has a purpose for our lives, and He has a purpose for yours. And I'll share this with you all. If God can use me, if God can change my heart, He can change anybody's. I say that believing that I am the worst person out here today. I am the worst. And if God can change my life, He can change any of you. If you will just surrender to Him. It's funny, I was reading in the Bible the other day, the book of 2 Corinthians, and the Apostle Paul's kind of talking to a bunch of people who are going through some crap. If the word crap offends you, get over it. But he was talking to some people who are going through some tough times. And he was saying, hey, God sent me, I want to encourage you. And you got the feeling that these people didn't believe him. So then he goes off on this tangent and he starts to go, okay, how can I explain this to you? And then the guy, Paul, starts to brag about all the junk that's happened in his life. All the terrible things. He brags about them. He says, I've been shipwrecked. I've been beaten. I've been thrown in prison. Everybody's mocking me and making fun of me because of what I believe. And even halfway through that, he kind of says, it's ridiculous that I'm bragging about this stuff. Honestly, who does that? I mean, I was reading the Bible. I was reading what Paul was saying, and I'm all, Paul, you're an idiot. Who brags about that kind of stuff? Who brags about it? But then he comes to the conclusion a couple chapters later in 2 Corinthians, in chapter 12, and he says this, I brag about these things, I tell you about these things, because when I am weak, God is strong. And I want to come before you today and I want to share with every single one of you, no matter where you're at in your life, including myself, No matter where any of us are at, God is strong. And you can hold on to Him, you can confide in Him, even if you've never talked to Him, even if this is the first time you've ever even heard of Him. There's one thing I've learned about life. You don't have to understand everything. In fact, I find this, that misunderstanding can and should be the beginning of faith. It's just up to you whether you want to surrender that or not. This next song is a song that we wrote about learning all that stuff in our lives, and we're still learning it to this day. It's just simply a worship song that we've written to our God. It's called Yours. If you know the lyrics, sing loud with us. If you don't, make some up. It's cool.